So here we are going to discuss about exploring bivariate numerical data. Bivariate numerical. Bivariate means two variables. Bivariate, right? So I want to explore two variables and both are numerical. Bivariate numerical data. Now, before we go ahead and try to understand this entire concept, we have to refresh our memory of algebra, linear equation, and all those things. So that is why I have come up with some of the examples so that we'll able to recollect whatever we studied in our school days. So here is the equation of a line where y is equal to, we have 2x plus 2x minus 3, and I want to create a line in this coordinates, right? In this coordinate I have to place the line. So what I will do, I will basically start putting the values. Let's say I'll start putting the value of x, right? I'll start putting the value of x. So let's say I put x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3, something like this, so that I'll get an idea that what is the value of x, or what is the value of y when the value of x is this. Simultaneously we'll have y. So I'll start putting the value of x here. So x is equal to 0. So my y is coming out to be minus 3. When x is equal to 0, then my y is coming out to be minus 3. So I'll put minus 3 here. That is my first point, right? 0 comma minus 3. So let's say this is my 0 comma minus 3 is my y. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. That is my first point, 0 comma minus 3. Then when my x equal to 1, then my y is what? 2 into 1 minus 3. That means 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So when my x is equal to 1, my y is coming as minus 1. So this is the point. When x is equal to 1, my y is minus 1. So that is what my value is. Then we have 2. When x is equal to 2, then what is the value of y? So 2 into 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. So y value is 1. So when x is equal to 2, then y equal to coming as 1, this point. And finally, when we have x equal to 3, then 2 into 3 is 6, minus 3 is 3. So this comes out to be 3. So when my x is equal to 3, my y is equal to 3 as well. So now if I want to plot this line, how this looks like, how will this line look like? I'll try my level best to create a straight line. So you can see that, oops. So the straight line is something like this, right? This is my straight line. So I'll see if we can able to do that. This is my line coming as like this, this, and this. Right? This is my line. Right? So that is how we are able to find the line in this coordinates, how the line looks like. So here what we did, we pass all the value of x and we pass all the value of x, we got all the value of y. Let's take another example. So we have another example now, this. Now here the equation comes out to be 3y equal to 4x minus 12. So let me try to simplify this. So I want y. So what I'll do is I'll write y is equal to 4 by 3x minus 12 by 3. Right? I'm dividing it by 3, both the sides. So y is equal to 4 by 3x minus 4. That is what my final equation is. So y is equal to 4 by 3x minus 4. Now I want to know how the line will look like. For that, I will again pass the value of x and pass the value of y, like pass the value of x and get the value of y, right? So let's say my x is equal to 0. So when my x is equal to 0, what is y? Y comes out to be minus 4. So when my x is equal to 0, my y is comes out to be minus 4. That is my first point. Let's say when my x is equal to 1. So when my x is equal to 1, then what is the value of y? So 4 by 3 into 1 minus 4. So 4 by 3 minus 4. That is, let's take the 3 as denominator. 4 minus 12. That is nothing but minus 8 by 3, something like that. If I'll divide it, it comes out to be around 2 point something, minus 2 point something. So here we have, if my x equal to 1, then my y comes out to be around 2 point something, right? 2 point, how much? 8 and 3, so 3 2s are 6, 2 0, 2.6 something, right? 2.666. So 2.666 something coming in here. So when my x equal to 1, 2.666 is my y. So now again, I'll pass the value of, so this came out to be minus 2.66. So this is minus 2.66. Then let's say we'll pass the value of x is 2. So this is like 8 by 3 minus 4. So I'll get some value, right? So I will get a line now. You'll see that I'm getting a line, something like this. Like obviously I have to draw a better line, but this is how my line is coming in. And this type of equation is known as linear equation, right? Why it is called linear equation? Because the power is 1. Y the power is 1, x the power is 1. So it's like linear, right? When we have an equation something like y equal to x square, now this is not a linear equation. If you'll start passing the value of x as maybe 0, 1, 2, 3, it will not give you a linear trend. It will give you some, maybe something like a curve. Okay. So that is how you can see that a linear line is getting created with these equations which we are creating. For example, let's say one more example. Now here the question is, which of the ordered pair is a solution of an equation mentioned below? Which of the ordered pair is basically a part of a line? My line is this, right? Is this point going to pass in this line? Is this point going to pass in a line? How will I check that? Maybe I can pass the value of this is my x and this is my y. I'll pass that in the equation. So minus 3x, that is minus 3 into minus 4 minus 4 equal to 6. Is that correct? So minus 3 into 4 is minus 12. Minus 4 is equal to 6? No. It is minus 16. That means this point is not passing from the line. Let me take this point. Minus 3 into minus 3 minus 3. So minus 3 into minus 3 is 9, right? 9 minus 3 comes out to be 6. That means this point is going to pass in this line. So which of the ordered pair is a solution of the equation mentioned below? The answer is this one. Minus 3, comma 3. Let's have some more example. And again, we are doing this example so that we'll have a better understanding of the linear algebra, which we studied in our school days. Which of the following order pair is a solution of the equation, right? I'll start again passing this. Maybe first of all, I'll simplify it. I'll simplify this particular equation. Something like 4x minus 3y is equal to 5 plus 1, right? I'm putting all the numbers in the right side, all the variables in the left side. So 4x minus 3y equal to 6. Now I'll pass the values in this equation. So 4 into 3 minus 3 into 2 is what? 4 3s are 12, 3 2s are 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. That means this point is passing from this line. What about this? 4 into 2 minus 3 into 3. 4 into 2 is 8 minus 9 equal to 6. No. So this point is not passing from the line. That means 3 minus 2 is one of the coordinates of my line. That is nothing but 4x minus 1 is equal to 3y plus 5. Fill in the blanks using the below equation. Or basically I want to know the answer, right? What is the value of y when x is minus 5? What is the value of y when x is minus 5? Now how will I solve this? Maybe there are two approaches as I mentioned here. I'll directly put the value of x in the equation, or first of all I'll solve the equation for x and y and then I'll put that. With the first approach, let's say I'll put x equal to minus 5, so let me put it here. So minus 3 into minus 5 plus 7y is equal to 5 into minus 5 plus 2y. Minus 3 into minus 5 is 15 plus 7y equal to 5 into 5 is minus 25 plus 2y. Let me put 2y here, 15 here. So 7y minus 2y is equal to minus 25 plus, or this also become minus, so minus 15. So 5y is equal to minus 15 plus minus 25 is what? Minus 40. So y is equal to minus 40 by 5. That is nothing but minus 8. That is how you can solve by passing the values out here. Or the second way will be a simpler way. I'll first solve for x and y. For example, let's say 5x. I'll put this minus 3x to one side. So 3x will become plus 7y minus 2y. So 7y minus 2y. That is 5y is equal to 8x. Or I can say y is equal to 8 by 5 into x. That is the relation. Now here I'll pass the value of x. X is minus 5. So 8 by 5 into minus 5 comes out to be minus 8. So the value of y is minus 8 when the value of x is minus 5. Same way, when the value of y is 8, what is the value of x? So when the value of y is 8, then 8 by 5 into x. I'll put this 5 here, 8 here. So x is equal to 8 into 5 by 8. That comes out to be 5. So x is equal to 5 for the second question. So that is how you can solve these equations, and you can very well pass the values and you'll get a lines and so on. But now the important part which we want to discuss is the slope of a line. Now what is the slope of a line? I have this line. I want to find the slope of this particular line. Slope of a line is nothing but how much value of when x is changing by 1 unit, how much value of y is also changing. when there is a 1 unit change on x is happening, what is the change of y is happening is what my slope is. I can say that the slope of a line is delta y2 minus delta y1 upon delta x2 minus delta x1, or I can say delta y by delta x. Simple as that. Increase in vertical upon increase in horizontal, delta y by delta x. That is nothing but y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is nothing but y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. That is my slope of line. Increase in the vertical divided by increase in the horizontal. If I want to compare these two lines, I can see that I'll just do the approximation. So you can see that when my value of, let's say for blue line, here the value is 1, here the value is 2, so there is a 1 unit change happen on my x, then what is the change in y is happening? It's approximately maybe 0.75, I can say, right? So my this thing will become what? Slope will become what? 0.75, right? Because x2 minus x1 is 1 and y2 minus y1 is 0.75. So my slope of a line is 0.75. For here, let's say here is my 1. Here, let's say this is my 1. I'm doing the approximation, and here I have approximately 2. I'm just doing the approximation. So how much change happened when there is a change in 1 unit of x? There is a big change, right? It's a big change. Approximately 1 unit, 2 unit, approximately 2 units. So when x2 minus x1 is equal to 1, then my y2 minus y1 comes out to be 2 in this orange line. So when there is a 1 unit change in x is happening, 2 units of y is changing for the orange line, and here 0.75 units of y is changing for the blue line. So I can clearly say that the slope of this line is more steeper as compared to slope of this line, right? That is what my entire story is all about for the slope. Now there is a concept of positive and negative slopes as well. For example, I have this line and I have this line. Now here, when my, so let's say for this red line, when my x is increasing by 1 unit, my y is also increasing positively, right? It is increasing positively. So my slope is positive here. My slope is positive. So that means that when my x is increasing, my y is also increasing. But here, if I talk about here, so when my 1 unit change of y is increasing for the green line, then my y is decreasing, right? Y was earlier 0 at this point, but now it reduced to something negative 0.5. So when my x is increasing, my y is decreasing. So that is my negative slope. Now you can very well relate very easily. Let's consider this, my x is experience and my y is salary. Both are numbers, right? So my experience is increasing, my salary is increasing as well. So that is my positive slope. Now, when one unit change in the experience is happening, let's say my year of experience is 1, now my year of experience is 2. So what is the change in the salary? How many times the salary is changing? That is y, change in y, the slope. So delta y by delta x will give me the slope of a line. And the slope is denoted here in the equation y equal to mx plus c. This m is nothing but my slope of a line. That is nothing but increase in the vertical by increase in the horizontal. That is nothing but y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. In some of the books, you will see the equation like this also: y2 minus y1 multiply by x2 minus x1 upon x2 minus x1 whole square. It's one and the same thing. So that is my slope of a line. And when the line is going downwards, when one thing is increasing, other thing is decreasing, then the slope will be negative. For example, my age is increasing. This is, let's say, age, and this is, let's say, immunity. So when my age is increasing, my immunity is decreasing. So you can see there is a negative slope. And these are important for me if I want to do some analysis, which you will see again in a lot many examples in future. Now here I just took one example. I want to find the slope of a line just by doing the assumption. Let's assume that, okay, there is a change in 1 unit happening here. So when my x was -1, now it is 0. So how much change in the y is happening? How much change in the y is happening? It's clearly 2 points. 1, 2. So my change -1 plus -1, and here it's going till 0, right? 1 unit change is happening. So let's say the point is -1, 0, and here it is going with 0 and 2. So delta y equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, where x2 is what? 0 for me, and x1 is what? Minus of -1. This is my 0, which is x2. This is my -1, that is x1. And my y2 is what? Y2 is 2 minus, earlier my y was 0 when my x was -1, so 0. So 2 by 1. That is my slope of a line. Now here are some questions again. It says that graph a line. I already graphed that, so no solution required now. But graph a line with a slope of -2 that contains the point 4 -3. All right. So I have this point which is 4 -3. I want to graph a line which will have the slope of -2. So obviously, this point is a part of a line. My line cannot be like this because my slope is negative. That means my line should go down only from left to right. And I want to find the slope of -2. I want to create a line where the slope is -2. So you can see here that when my 1 unit change is happening, 1 unit change is happening, there is a change in the 2 units happening in the y. That means when my value was 3, my y value was -1. But when my value was 4, my y value is -3. So it is going down, right? When there is a 1 unit change is happening from 3 to 4, my slope is -2. There is a change in the -2. It's going down. And that is how this line look like. This blue line is nothing but the line with a slope of -2 that contains a point 4, 3, 4, -3. Perfect. Now here is the question again, which says that what is the slope of a line that contains following points? Now how will I find the slope of a line? I'll take any two random points. Let's say I'll take this point and I'll take this point. I want to find the slope of a line. So let's say this is my x1, y1. This is my x2, y2. And I'll place these values in this equation. So y2 is 1, y1 is 4, x2 is 3, x1 is 2. Let's apply the difference. -3 by 1. That means slope of a line. What is the slope of a line that contains the following points is -3. Let's take one more example. What is the slope of a line that contains following points? So I have only 2 points here present, so let me use that. So this is my x2, y2. This is my x1, y1. My x2 is -3. Y1 is 7, so -7. My y2 is -1 and my y1 is minus of -1. So that is -1 plus 1 upon -10. 0. Interesting. 0. That means there is no slope. Why so? Let me generate this line. It's saying 7 minus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minus 1. This is 1 point. Second is saying -3 minus 1. So -3 is where? 1, 2, 3. This is -3. Minus 1. This is my second point. If I join this line, it's a straight line. There is no slope. That is 0. Right? Now let's try to solve this equation so that our understanding will be much clearer. What is the equation of the horizontal line -2, 6? Horizontal line -2, 6. What is horizontal? This is vertical. This is horizontal. It's a horizontal line. That means the line is like this. One of the coordinate is -2, 6. That means x is equal to -2, y is equal to 6. So if I'll say that y is equal to mx plus c, obviously slope will be 0 because it's a horizontal line. Slope is 0. And I want to make a generic form. This is my intercept basically. The slope will be 0. This one. So 6 equal to -2 plus c. C comes out to be 8. What is that? What's going on? What do you think? Let's try to create a line. So I have this coordinate -1 -2, so -1 -2, this is -2, and my y is 1 2 3 4 5 6. 2,6 is somewhere here, and I want to generate a horizontal line basically. So this is my line, right? So when my x is changing, there is no changes, y is happening. So when my x is equal to -1, what is y? 6. When my x is equal to 0, what is y? 6. When my x is equal to 2, what is my y? 6. What is my x? When my x is equal to 2 -2, what is my y? 6. So you put any value of x, my y will be 6. So how this equation we can write? What do you think? What will be the equation? When my value of x is any, let's say my x value is 0, my y is 6, right? So x plus 6 equal to y. Is this the equation? I don't think so. What do you think, guys? Any value of x, what is the value of y? Any value of x, what is the value of y? 6, right? So can I say my equation of the line is y equal to 6? All of you. Next, what is the slope of a line where y is equal to 4? -4. What is the slope of a line where y is equal to -4? Obviously 0. All agree? Because y is equal to -4, that means my value of y will always be -4. So my line will be something like this, always. So slope is 0. What is the slope of a line when my x is equal to -3? X equal to -3. My x will always be -3. So slope is still 0. So here the equation is y equal to y equal to 6. Here the slope is 0. Here the slope is 0. What is the equation of a vertical line through vertical line? Vertical. -1, -2, -3, -4, -1, -2. That means this point. Vertical line. Tell me the answer. What is the equation for this? X equal to -4 or not? So that is the equation. Okay. Now the introduction of intercepts. Now what is an intercept? Intercept is nothing but, there are two types of intercept. One is x-intercept, second is y-intercept. X-intercept is nothing but what? Y-intercept is what? X-intercept is what? When x is equal to 0, what is y? When y is equal to 0, what is x? When x is equal to 0, what is y? Is known as y-intercept. When y equal to 0, what is x? Is my x-intercept. Let's take this example. When my x is equal to 0, what is y? When this x is 0, what is the value of y? That is -3. When my y equal to 0, what is x? Can I say 6? Because this is 0. 3 goes here. So x by 2 equal to 3. X equal to 6 or not? So when my y is equal to 0, what is x? That is my intercept. So when I am passing a line where this line is cutting, basically, ignore my drawing, where this line is cutting basically is what I tried my level best. So let me try it again. So here we go. Here, like this, right? It should be a straight line, but this is the point where it is cutting. So when my x is equal to 0, what is y? Is y-intercept. When my y equal to 0, what is x? Is my x-intercept. So basically, y is equal to mx plus c, where m is my slope of a line. Suppose my x is 0. So can I say this y is equal to c? That means this c is the intercept, guys. When x is equal to 0, y is c. That is intercept. Okay. So from this equation y equal to mx plus c, we can say that this is y-intercept, this is a slope of a line, and this is a value of x. When my value of x is equal to 0, my y should be obviously the intercept. When my x is equal to 0, what is the value of y? Is nothing but c. What is the value of x and y intercept? What is the value of x and y intercept? 3x plus 6y is equal to 30. So let's try to solve this. 3x plus 6y equal to 30. I told you that when x is equal to 0, that is y intercept. So 3 into 0 is equal 3 into 0 plus 6y equal to 30. This entire value becomes 0. So 0 plus 6y equal to 30, y equal to 5. So y comes out to be 5 when x is 0. That means somewhere at the top. Somewhere at the top here. When my y is 0, then what is my x? 10, right? So my y equal to 0. What is x? Somewhere far here, right? Somewhere far here. So my y intercept comes out to be 5 and x intercept comes out to be 10. Here in the equation they are saying that find the x intercept. That means y equal to 0. So 2 into 0 plus 3x equal to 7, x equal to 7 by 3, around 2.3 something. So somewhere here is my x intercept. Now one more important concept, very, very important concept. Is my line going to pass from the average or not? Now what does that mean? Let's say I have x and I have y. Okay, let's choose the value of x. X is 0, x is 1, x is 2, x is 3. Let's pass this value in the equation and find the value of y. So here my x is 0, so my y became 3. When my x is 1, then my y became 5. When my x is 2, then y became 7. And my x is 3, then y became 9. Now my question is my line going to pass from the average or not? What does that mean? Average of all these points is what? Can you find the average of this point? 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. 3 plus 2 plus 1. 6 by 4. That is 1.5. Let me find the average here. 9 plus 3, 12. Plus 12, 7 plus 5 is also 12, 24. 24 by 4 is what? 6. Now can I say this is one of the coordinate that is average? X average, y average. Can you pass these points in the equation? Is it satisfying or not? 2.5, 2 into 1.5 plus 3. Is that 6? Yes. That means can I say that my line is passing from the average of all the points as well? Take any point, any random point. Let's go with any random point. This is the property of a line. Let's say I'll take this time -1, -2, -3. Here also I'll calculate this. So 2 into -1 plus 3, what is the value? -2 plus 3, that is 1. Then -2, so -2 into 2 plus 3, that is -4 plus 3, that is -1. and 2 into minus 3 plus 3, that is minus 6 plus 3, that is minus 3. Let's take the average. 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 6 by 3 is minus 2. Minus 3 minus 4 plus 1. So minus 4 plus 1 is what? Minus 3. Minus 3 by 3, that is minus 1. Let me put this minus 2 in the equation. So 2 into minus 2 plus 3. What you are getting? Minus 1. That is what you are getting here also. So you see that when I am creating a line passing multiple points, my line will always pass from the average. Keep that in mind. This we will require in the future derivations. My line will always pass from the average point. That is sum of all the x's, take the average, sum of all the y's, take the average, done. My line should pass from that point. Now, based on that, here is some story we have. Whatever we studied in the algebra there will apply in the practical knowledge. As of now, just we are plotting. All the mathematics we will cover in the next class. But Nikki wanted to see if there is a connection between the time a given exam takes place and the score of this exam. She collected the data about exams from the previous years. Plot the data in the scatter plot. So this is my scatter plot. Basically here I want to plot my data. So when I'm giving 2 hours, students are getting around 9 marks, maybe out of 10, let's say. So my x, let's say, is period. My x-axis is period, and my y-axis is score. So when period is 2, my marks is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is my first point. When the period is 6, my marks is 9 as well. When the period is 1, marks is 7. When the period is 4, marks is 6. When the period is 4, again, marks is 8. When the period is 3, marks is 6. When the period is 2, marks is 7. When the period is 3 again, marks is 9. I plotted all these points. I plotted all these points in the scatter plot. All these points. Do I see any relation? Is there any linear relation or not? What do you think? Will I able to create a straight line on these points or not? Is a straight line possible or not? No. because the points are cluttered. How a straight line can pass? My straight line will pass when my points are something like this, linear, right? So she wanted to see if there is a connection between the time and exam takes place or not, and the score. The answer is no, there is no relation. Okay. Here is the another question. The scatter plots show the salary of the employee based on the two different features, that is experience and how many hours you are staying in the office. Choose the best description of the relationship between the graph. This is my first chart showing me the experience and the salary. You can see that there is a linear relation looks like, right? There is a linear relation looks like. When my experience is increasing, my salary is increasing. However, if I see here, there is very much not linear relation because there are a lot many outliers as well. The data is cluttered. So from this understanding, here are the two options we have. There is a negative relationship between salary and experience. No, when my experience is increasing, salary is also increasing. So it is not negative, it is positive. That means this option is altogether no. There is no linear relationship between salary and experience. There is a linear relationship. I see that. So this is also wrong. Both the charts show positive linear trends approximately of equal strength. No, there is no relation between salary and the hours in office. That means this is also wrong. There is a positive linear relationship between salary and experience and no relationship between salary and hours in office. And this is my correct answer. So here you can see that we have the negative relation and it's 1 point and there is no outlier. So we have 4 charts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So chart number 1 is making more sense to me as per the above requirement. Here we have the outlier. Here we have the outlier. So obviously it's saying that there should not be any outlier. So, and you can see that whatever we are studying is what we are implementing it. Here are 4 different charts showing me some relation. So you can see here, let's say something is increasing, other thing is increasing. It's a positive relation. Here something is increasing, other thing is decreasing, negative relation. Here I don't see any relation at all. It's very much scattered. Here I see a relation, but maybe linear line is not a best fit. I may go with something like a curve line, which may be a non-linear equation. I may prefer non-linear relation rather than the linear relation. Okay.